Hey, what's up, everyone? This video was long overdue. I was supposed to make it right after the game was over this past Sunday. Disappointing loss against the Giants. It's actually a game where we started off actually winning. Special teams held up pretty good, but as far as the offense and the defense, shit just really went downhill. A lot of people over the past couple weeks have been blaming RG3 for this or that, but this game was totally not on him. He did everything that he possibly could. There was some short passes, but of his 33 passes, there was only one that I can really say was a bad pass because it was overthrown to Aldrick Robinson. Like I said, a lot of times when he's going deep to Aldrick Robinson, there is that possibility that it's going to be caught and it's going to be a good gain or a touchdown. But with that one, it was just poorly overthrown. The other one that he threw deep, it was defended. I think he was going up against, and I'm talking about Aldrick Robinson. He's being covered by the safety, and it was batted down. So that's about the only thing that I can really think of. Other than that, on the offense, really is just a lot of the problems, I would say, with the offensive line, because I've been very critical of them. But in all honesty, it is offensive line because they weren't opening holes. They weren't really protecting RG3. For Justin Tuck to get 4 sacks on him, and all those sacks were coming from the right side. So from the center and to the right, with Will Montgomery, Chris Chester, and Tyler Columbus, those are the weak links. Corey Lichtensteiger and Trent Williams, they've been holding down things. Don't really get called for a lot. I know Trent Williams had a bad game against Aldon Smith with the 49ers, and that was the only exception of the season. But for the entire season, when you look at RG3 getting hit, it's usually pressure coming from that right side because someone is beating either the center, the right guard, or the right tackle. In particular, the center and the right guard. Those are the weakest links for the offensive line. But overall, Alfred Morris only had about 14 carries for 26 yards. So with that little bit of production, or it's like 11 carries, something like that, either which way, he didn't really get a lot of carries. And I did say one of the keys to success would be giving him the opportunity to run. I know the Giants, with their run defense, they do pretty well, but give him the crease, and Alfred Morris is able to make things happen. So unfortunately, Kyle Shanahan didn't lean on the run. So a mix of bad play calling and piss poor blocking from the offensive line is what really killed the offense. Also, drop passes really hurt. I know Pierre Garçon, he had a few comments to say a few weeks ago. Santana Moss, told the press that RG3 needs to be more accountable for losses. But when you look at, the tight ends and the wide receivers dropping passes, critical passes that were easily catchable, there was not really one bad pass by RG3 except that one that I mentioned. That's the kind of shit that kills the team, is just lack of production from the skill position players like the wide receivers and the tight ends. Alfred Morris, he's been doing a really good job, with the exception of that first game against the Eagles where he had the couple of fumbles. I mean, you really can't hold anything against him. You give him the ball and he is a workhorse of this offense. Takes a lot of pressure off of RG3 when Alfred Morris is really doing well. And with the first drive that we got a touchdown on, because it was rare that we get a first possession and on the first drive in the first quarter that we have been scoring this season. So it's been really fucking frustrating that Kyle Shanahan continues to come up with a game plan that'll work, such as the no-huddle offense, and all of a sudden he steers away from it and tries to get tricky. A lot of the bubble screens that he's calling, offensive linemen just are not getting out to block the defenders. So on those plays in particular, our guys are getting tackled for a loss or for short gainage, and that's the lack of creativity from Kyle Shanahan. At the end of the season, I really hope that all of this nepotism comes to an end, and they, as far as Mike gets rid of him. I like Mike Shanahan as a coach. I hope that they keep him, but we really do need a new offensive coordinator. Now, for the defensive side, first couple of series, we were able to get some 3-and-outs. Defense looked pretty well, but then shit started to falter, and next thing you know, things such as the tight ends getting open on a couple of those plays down the middle of the field. Just bad. You still have Bakari Rambo throwing his shoulder in when it comes to the tackling. They really need for Raheem Morris to get after his ass and work on his tackling. We cannot afford for someone to go for the big hit just to try to jar the ball loose. We need to get the ball carrier down, because every time Bakari Rambo throws his shoulder, all that happens is the ball carrier just pinballs and just bounces a little bit, but keeps to his feet and ends up getting a little bit of extra yardage. So that doesn't help, because that short yardage as far as extra can turn into a first down or a touchdown. So lack of discipline, just not jamming the receivers. A couple of times, I'm really critical about corner blitzes. On one play it didn't work, on another play it did work, but at the same time, the difference between having a winning team as opposed to what we have, the product that we're putting on the field, that's the biggest difference. And once again, Jim Haslett, we can sit here and complain about the 3-4 defense. I'm not a huge fan of it because we just don't have the right personnel for it. But all the same, I think we really need to switch back to a 4-3 defense, make better use of the players, put Arakpo and Kerrigan on the defensive line so that they can put their hands on the ground and rush the quarterback. We need a couple of solid defensive tackles that are going to get pressure up the middle, because when that starts to occur, you're going to start seeing opposing quarterbacks not having the ability to climb the pocket in order to throw the more accurate passes. That's the main thing that's been killing us, is that we haven't been able to get that pressure. We got a few sacks on Eli Manning, but he did enough to win the game, and our defense didn't do enough to stop him. So for those who want to blame RG3, as I stated in a few of my other videos, number 10 is not on the field trying to get an interception. He's not playing on special teams, and we can't blame special teams because they did enough to not lose the game for us. But a lot of it is just the bad play calling, lack of production, the drop passes. Pierre Garçon, he had that first down, and we can all debate about the missed call to measure for the first down when it was 3rd and 1. But the next play, we were able to get a first down. Pierre Garçon went to try to fight for some extra yardage and ended up fucking getting stripped, and that's what really killed it for us. If he had not done that, we would have definitely had the ability to see if we can make our way down the field. And that's, once again, the difference between a team that loses and a team that wins. We got the Kansas City Chiefs next. That's going to be an ugly ass game, primarily because they have a really strong defense. They're going to be rushing with all the exotic blitzes, and that's what's really going to, if Kyle Shanahan does not outcoach Andy Reid, it's going to be another loss for us. It's not like we've had a lot of wins, but to be able to at least end the season 7-9, hopefully, don't really see it happening the way our defense is not able to keep a lead for us. But that's the frustration. So this video is long overdue. If you like this video, I hope that you like, subscribe, and share. And to my Redskins family, hail to the Redskins.